Hi everyone, Barry here from Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for joining me for episode 4 of our Funfold Friday series. For today's video tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this lovely and easy double diamond fold card. So it's this one right here, which opens up. Obviously, that's the fold there. So it's really simple. So it's called a double diamond fold card, and I'm going to be using it paired with the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set and the ice cream cone builder punch as well. So currently these are offered as a bundle, or you can buy them individually as well. So remember, anything you see us using can be purchased from us. All our descriptions and links to our online shop and so on can be found down below in the description. And yeah, we would love you to shop with us if you would like to purchase anything you see us using. If you do decide to purchase anything, please remember to use the current host code. That will then allow us to then send you a little bit of a free gift as well if you do purchase from us. So that's open to everyone who lives within the UK, France, Germany, Netherlands and Austria. Okay, so let's crack on with today's demonstration. Like I say, the double diamond fold card, this one right here. Really simple to make, not going to be a long video. So sit back, enjoy and have fun. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is you will need to cut yourself some A4 cardstock down to 4 inches by 10 inches. So that's going to be your card base, okay? You would also need to have yourself some contrasting layers. So I've chosen Bermuda Bay here because this is one of the colours which coordinates with the designer series paper which I've used. So the paper which I've actually used at the moment is the Ice Cream Corner designer series paper, which is this one right here. Love it, really, really nice paper, fun to use. And that's one of the coordinating colours in that. So I've got myself one square, a larger square here, measuring 2 5/8 of an inch by 2 5/8 of an inch. And I've got myself 2 smaller squares measuring 1 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. So you've got 2 of those. You'll also need a bit of designer series paper here measuring 1 5/8 of an inch by 1 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and that's going to be the ones which you're going to stick onto those ones there. Okay, we will need to cut ourselves some design series paper. We will need to cut ourselves some Whisper White, so I will do that for you very shortly, and I'll tell you the measurements when I come to cut that in a second. And that will be for the sentiment and the stamping. So good, so let's take this part here, and we're going to put all the folds and the score lines in. So it's already cut down to size, so remember this is 4 inches by 10 inches. And we want to pop it in our trimmer here along the long edge, and we want to score this. I'll just get my notes just so I make sure I tell you exactly correctly. We want to score this at 2 inches. So 2 inches right here. And then what we want to do is we then want to then turn this round, and we want to then turn it and do it at 2 inches again. Okay, pop it in along the short edge, and we want to then do this at, you guessed it, 2 inches. Okay, so we've got 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches, like that. Okay. Then if you want to grab yourself, you can either use your trimmer if you want to and use a score. And what you want to do is you want to pop a mark at a 3-inch mark and a 4-inch mark. So first things first, we're going to do this at 3 inches. I'm going to do this with a pencil because this is the good thing about this trimmer. It's got a little channel here which we can then access the paper. I'm going to line it up at 3 inches over here, and then I'm just going to pop a pencil mark on the paper where the score line is. So if I just bring that up and show you. Okay, so I just popped a pencil mark there. I'm going to then move it over to 4 inches, and I'm going to pop a pencil mark at the top and a pencil mark at the bottom, like that. Okay, and then I would do the same the opposite side to turn it round. Take this to 3 inches, pop a pencil mark, take it to 4 inches, and pop a pencil mark at the top and a pencil mark at the bottom, just like that. Okay, so that's what that should look like now. Obviously if we do it in pencil, we can then go ahead and rub these out afterwards, it's not a problem. Right, grab your trimmer again, and we're working on the scoring on this one. And what we want to do is we want to line this, we want to do a score line from this pencil mark. So from this one here to this one right here. So you can either do this with the trimmer, or you can do this, you can get a foam mat and you can use a ruler and you can do it. But the little tip I found is if you line this pencil mark up here with this score line down here, it intersects at this one right here. So quite easy. So line it up over here, line it up there, and that one. Pop the trimmer down, score blade, remember, and then score. You're not scoring all the way in. You're just scoring down to that pencil mark, like that. Okay, and then do exactly the same the opposite side. So that one to that score line over here. And then score it. And there you have it. Okay, can you see that there? And then repeat that on this side over here. So pencil mark down to the score line over here, but stop at that pencil mark in the middle. And then the same one. There's another reason why I love this trimmer. There's some really good trimmers out on the market, but the Stampin' Up trimmer is one which I'm really proud of and I'm really happy to use. So there we go, that is that. So you can go ahead and you can rub out your pencil marks there now if you wish. So I'm just going to go and grab myself a rubber. What we can do now is we can go ahead and we can do some decoration on this. So I'm just going to stick my designer series paper to this here. So it doesn't really matter on the orientation at the moment, but when we come to stick it down, it will do. So these mats and layers have been worked out so you get a nice even border around the whole thing. I'm just going to grab myself some Whisper Basic White. I am now going to cut this here to 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And this is going to be a bit for my decoration in a second when it comes to the stamping, which is then going to go on that one right there. Okay. So good. So this is now what we're going to do. So I want to pop these on these bits right here. We just need to think about the orientation, because the way I've got this stuck on, if we stick them on flat like this, when we fold it up, they're going to stick out. So depending on what way you want them to be, if you stick them up like that, it's going to go out. So we need to stick them like that, and then they're going to then turn itself around. Does that make sense? So you need to stick it the opposite way round. So we can stick this onto here, and we're sticking it so basically as if this is the up edge, and then we'll do the opposite and the same one, and we'll do it facing in. So we go this way, like that. Okay, so then when that folds flat, they will then be on the up edge, which is this one right here, which is this. Okay. So good, so that is stuck down. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to do some stamping of the ice creams. So I've got myself some Poppy Parade. And I've got my ice cream scoop. And I'm just going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp this onto some scrap paper. Just need to. So we're going to have one of those, one in a Poppy Parade, and then we will then have one in Bermuda Bay, so coordinating colour. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Scrub to clean my stamp. Love it. And then grab my Bermuda Bay and do the same thing. Excellent. Whilst I've got those, I will grab my sprinkles and I will then just sprinkle the ice cream. Don't know why I just did that in that colour, that's fine, I can just get rid of that on the back because I need to do it in red. So just clean that now and then I'll do that in the Poppy Parade. And here we go, like so. So that's those two ice creams done. So I can go ahead and I can punch those out. So again, you've got the lovely ice cream cone builder here. And we'll just go in and punch these. There we have it. So that's those two parts done there. What I can do now is I'm just going to grab the actual cone itself, which is this one right here. Take that out. And then we will then stamp the actual cone itself in cinnamon cider. So I just clean my stamps. On that one there. And I will then stamp that in some cinnamon cider. So I'll just grab my cinnamon cider. Here we are. And we're going to grab this one right here. So just going to ink this up. First generation is fine. I obviously didn't clean that stamp well enough, so I just need to just carefully pick this up. And I'll just do that. Clean it first again. Oh, and it drops straight back into the ink. That's good. I need to just clean the back a little bit. Just to get it stick. So if you find that your stamps fall off of your blocks sometimes, you just maybe need to clean the back of them. That's good. And then we'll stamp this on this one right here. So I'm kind of looking at the point. And I'm going to bring this up quite high because I want my ice creams to sit on this like this as well. And I want them to hang off the end a little bit, so I've come up quite high, and then that gives me room to then stamp the sentiment in down the bottom down here as well. Another thing we can do is we can take the little crosses here and we would then just ink that up cinnamon cider so it's tone on tone, and then we can then just pop that, just add a little bit of detail to that cone as well. Love it. Good. So the sentiment I've decided to use on this particular one, we can use either, it can be a thank you card, it can be a treat yourself card, you melt my heart. I'm going to make this a thank you card, I think, because my prototype I've made a nice treat yourself card. So I'm going to turn this one into a thank you. Good. And we will stamp that in Memento. So you need to make sure that the colour which you stamped underneath is going to be light enough that you can obviously then see the sentiment come through. Okay, so if it's too dark, you could always do a second generation if you wanted to. So just out of curiosity, let's just see what that would have looked like. So if I just grab that again and show you the difference, I'll just turn that one over. Actually, can I do it on? Yeah, I can. I know what, I will do a second one because it is a little bit dark. So I may do it in a second generation. Let's have a little look. Cinnamon cider. Let's take a bit of scrap paper this time. So first generation, down once and then down twice. That might be better. And then let's just pop the detail on. I'll do that detail in I'll do the detail in a second generation as well. So it's there. Okay. And then the sentiment can go over the top. And because I've made the ink slightly lighter, it will show the sentiment through a bit better. So can you see the difference which we've got there on those two? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the lighter one on this one because I still hear it still works absolutely fine. Okay. So if you've not done second generation stamping before, that's what second generation is. So if you hear that term referred around, that's what we mean by second generation. So good. So that can go ahead and we can stick our ice creams on this now. So I'm going to stick the first one down. Bear in mind again, you don't want to make sure see most of this is covered up. But you want to make sure that you don't stick it too high so that the glue is hanging off the edge. He loves a double scoop ice cream. So that's that one, and then what we can do is we can then go ahead and stick this onto that Bermuda Bay bit of cardstock we have there. Okay, so it's a nice matte and layer. Good, all right, so that's that one. We will stick that on. The last part we stick down so that we know where we can stick it, but that's now drying and setting up. Ready. Good. Again, the part you've all been waiting for, how do we fold this? So I'm going to grab myself my bone folder, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this one in on itself and fold and burnish. This one here in on itself, fold and burnish. And then we want to then fold the center line in on itself, fold and burnish. So again, it depends if you decorated this. It doesn't. If you haven't decorated it, then just fold whatever way you want. I tend to like to fold so that the raised part goes on the inside of the card. So it's like that, both sides, and then down the middle. So like that, and then down the middle. So this is where the tricky part comes in. Well, it's not tricky, but it's a little bit fiddly. You kind of need, with everything going in on itself, so they're all mounting folds. We now want to make some valley folds on these ones. So I need to kind of hold it straight. And I need to just manipulate this card over a little bit. Don't do it too much because you don't want to put an extra crease in here. You just kind of want to break it down a little bit. So I'm just folding it there and do the same with the other one. So that's that. And then the little trick to this is kind of pinch it on these two parts right here. With that part going down, it kind of naturally wants to fold itself. So yeah, you're just literally pinching and then it pops in. Okay, and that's that. Same thing the other side. So just manipulate this one, bring this one up a little bit. Same that side, bring it in a little bit. you can see how it's looking there at the moment again, and then just pinch these two sides together, and then it naturally takes itself into the diamond fold, and then you can then do that down, and you can see now my ice cream's now going in, whereas my originals were going out, and I prefer it going in. So there we go, and that is how you make that double diamond fold card. To finish off, we're just going to open this up for a moment, and then we're going to pop some glue on the back of this. Again, I don't want to go above these corners right here, so I'm just going to pop some glue on the bottom part. It's all you need. And little trick tip here for you, you don't really want to go, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this in. You can either stick it down and then make sure that these two bits don't go higher than the score line. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to bring this up as high as I can put it, and then that's as high as it will go. Okay? Don't do it. So it's kind of, that's just actually ended up so it's just above the score line. But if you're not sticking it down, if you're not going to do it the way I've just done it and then put it into place, I would say stick it below the score line, or pop some glue onto it, stick it down, and then put it up as far as it go when it's in its closed position. If you do that with it open, this will then start to interfere with the mechanisms right here. Okay. And there we have it. There is the instructions on how you make a double diamond fold card. Okay, you will need to, I think, just the best thing to do is maybe just leave it for a little while and just pop something heavy on top of it, or especially when it's being posted, it's going to be flat for a while anyway, because obviously it's still quite new to folds. It wants to kind of like open itself up a little bit too much. So you just need to maybe just manipulate it so that it naturally folds and sits. So there you have it. There is the double diamond fold card. Nice and easy for you. You can write your sentiment anywhere on there. You can pop a little message, a bit of paper on the back here. You can pop your message right there if you want to. And a thank you card for somebody with ice cream. Superb, excellent. All right, I hope you've enjoyed that. Remember, anything you've seen us using, you can purchase. Links, again, can be found down below in the description, as well as links to our websites, our donation buttons. All of our links are found down below. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Give us a thumbs up as well if you've enjoyed what you've seen. And we will be back with you for our regular lives on Wednesday and Sundays. And we'll be back with you again next Friday for another Funfold Friday. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye.